Hitting record now. Hello class, what I'm going to talk about in today's this short little video is how to add description content. As you can tell, we already messed around with this. I renamed the part to thing 2 and gave it a description of Verfügungen. If I want to go back and correct things or change something, for example, as you click on the items here on the left side of your assembly, as you click on them, it shows which one it is in the bill of materials. See how I'm clicking up and down? So if you want to change one of them, like change base, for example, you can right mouse button. Okay, again, click once on it, right mouse button. I can open the part. I can do it in position, for example, what position is it in? And then here it is as far as here's the model information, and then not the second tab, but the third tab over is configurations. That's where Solidworks decided to put their content. When you click once on the, just once, twice we'll want you to rename it. Right mouse button, properties. Here I can change the description to what I want it to be. And it is 1020 steel or something like that as the, like for example, something like that. And then you see how it says use in bill of material. You have to have that checked on. The default is to have it checked off. Okay, that's SolidWorks' default, is to have that checked off. You have to intentionally turn it on. And the name that you give it here is whatever name you want. Like you could do user specified, and that's where I had the thing. I can't spell thing, as you could tell. Or you can just make it the document name, so you don't have to remember that. The document name is the file name. And in many companies, they don't necessarily want the document name to be, meaning the name in the bill of material, to be the name of the file. We might call it gobbledygook in the file name, but in the bill of materials, we want to give it its part number or something. So we might not, because the reason for that is the part number might not be the name of the file, because maybe the name of the file refers to something historical, for all you and I know, because I've worked for companies that have existed for 100 years. So I understand what it's like when you have to bring in history. Well, the new part number isn't what it was 10 years ago, but it's the same part. You guys have probably seen that in products where if you have an item that you've purchased 10 years ago, it's called one thing. And even though now it's 10 years later, it's really the same part, but they renamed it for whatever reason. Either the company got bought out, so it's the new manufacturer wanted to move all the old parts and give them all new numbers to match up their current number structure. There's many reasons why it happens, but the file name itself might still maintain the history, the historical name, but the part number and the bill of materials have changed. So that's an example of where I don't want the bill of material to be the document name. I want it to be something else. So once you've made these changes, you hit OK to this, you X out of this, of course you have to save your changes, and then you hit OK, and voila, your bill of material updates. And you have to do this to each item, like center plate. Okay, here's center plate, right mouse button again. I'm going to open that part. Again, you got to open this up a little bit. Make sure to just move your mouse between so you can open the bar up. That way it's the third tab right there. Click on the item, right mouse button, properties, and then see that? That's where the issue is. Use in bill of material. Configuration name, there's nothing in there, so this could be the center bracket. What's it called? Center plate, excuse me, center plate. Okay. Now, do we want to call it the center plate? That's the name of it, right? No, we want to say, again, maybe 1020 steel extruded but I don't know. I'm assuming it's extruded material, but it might not be. So all I do is give it a description, whatever it was. For example, if we jump over to Blackboard, what name did they give it? Would be the question. So that's the descriptor I'd want to give it. Yeah, it just says 1020 steel. Very boring, so that's a description. When it comes to the fasteners, it's much more interesting. It's fascinating. There you go, bad joke of the day. And there you actually can give the description of the item within the bill of material for that part. Okay, hold on. There we go. Within the bill of material, this part number right there is actually McMaster Carr's part number. And then there's the descriptor. So hopefully this video helps you to understand how to properly tweak your bill of material. You can always just click on this and then break the relationship. Don't do it. This is really annoying. People do this all the time. The problem with this, if you ever change anything, it wipes out whatever you did to the bill. So get in the habit of doing it right. Okay? Do it at the part level. Thank you much, and that ends this video.